In this video, I'm going to give you some pitching games for when you're catching a pitcher. This could be, if you pair your pitchers off at practice and they're catching each other, they can use these games as ideas to run with. Or if you're a parent or a coach yourself and you're going to catch your kids, these are great games just to give you some ideas that are a little out of the box that keep it fun and engaging for your pitchers. So real quick, check out the links in the description below where you'll find my other pitching games video. That one is like a target-based video where players can just do this by themselves without a catcher. And this video is obviously for when you're catching the pitcher yourself. So check that video out. You'll find that along with lots of other resources in the description below. First pitching game. So this is total strikes. So give them a different target every single pitch. And the way you're going to score this is, even if they miss your mitt, but they still throw a strike, they get 1 point, no points for a ball, and they get 3 points if they hit the mitt. If they hit the mitt 3 times in a row, give them 5 bonus points. Now, when you say hit the mitt, it's going to be, somewhere close. Give them like a little couple-inch buffer, something like that. If they're throwing right here, that's a hit for me. But either way, kids love using points. It's a good way to get them engaged, even if the points don't mean anything. And they're like, I got 13 points. Like, what are you going to go cash those in for gold? Like, they're useless. But kids love it. It really helps them get engaged rather than just counting balls and strikes, which is a great way to go. Assign a point value. Again, 1 for strikes in general, 3 for hitting a mitt. And if they hit the mitt 3 times in a row, they get 5 bonus points. All right, this next pitching game is called Halves. And we're going to split the plate into 2 halves. And I do recommend that you move your body. So if I'm going to be on this half of the plate, I want to have the center of my body splitting it. And then if I move to this half of the plate, I want to move again and have my body splitting it. That really does help direct the pitcher that way rather than just moving your glove, because pitchers tend to throw to the center of the body of the catcher, even if the glove is moved. It's just the way we kind of visually track. So that's something to think about. 3 points if they throw a strike on that half of the plate. 1 point if they throw a ball, but it's still on that half of the plate. That's the scoring system. You're just trying to help your pitchers understand how to direct the ball to one side or the other. Number 2, here's how I would orient this. I would go 3 to this side of the plate. Then the next 3 to this half of the plate. That's 6. And then I would alternate 7, 8, 9, 10. And then total up the scores. So again, 3 points if they throw a strike on that half, 1 point if they throw a ball, but it's still on that half of the plate. This is a great game that helps teach pitchers to start moving to one half or the other. All right, so this next pitching game is called the up-down game. And this one is going to really well simulate the way you would elevate fastballs in a real game. So this one, you're going to want to go in clusters of 3. So you do maybe 9 pitches or 12 pitches or 15 pitches, whatever you want, but it needs to be divisible by 3. So the way this works is you're going to give them 2 targets in a row that are at the bottom of the knee. So it can be anywhere on the plate, just bottom of the kneecap. So fastball, fastball, and then they're going to elevate. This is going to be basically at the bill of your cap, the third one. So in those sets of 3, it's fastball, fastball, fastball. And the goal is that they learn to be down the zone and then elevate when they need to. This could be strike 1, strike 2. Now let's blow that fastball by them for strike 3. Here's how you score it. They get 1 point for every successful hit they make. So if they hit 1 here, and then they throw a ball, and then they hit this one here, they get 2 points. If they get the entire sequence, so they get a strike, they get another strike, and then they're pretty close on the third one, they get 5 bonus points. So one point if they hit the mitt, with a 5-point bonus if they complete the sequence, 2 down, and then 1 up. So that's the up-down pitching game. All right, my next pitching game is the pitch sequence game. I suggest going sequences of 3 pitches in a row. So you might do 9 pitches total, or 12, or 15, 18, but it should be divisible by 3. And then the goal is to simulate 3 pitch sequences that are going to match the kid. Now, if you're talking about 6, 7, 8 years old, it doesn't matter. Just pick a couple pitches. It could be fastball here, it could be fastball middle, fastball in, fastball up, or it could be fastball middle, 2 fastballs here. Don't overcomplicate it if your kids are pretty young. But if your kids are a little older and they do throw a secondary pitch, a changeup, a slider, a sweeper, a curveball, then you can start to have a lot of fun with this, and it's a really good way to build their baseball IQ. So here's how I would break up those 3 pitch sequences. Think about them as if they threw 3 strikes in a row and could get a strikeout on the 3rd pitch. So say the pitcher throws fastball, changeup. I would say, all right, for two cycles in a row, we're going to go fastball middle, changeup arm side, then change up for a strikeout. So fast, change, change. That's a really good 3-pitch sequence for a righty pitcher, throwing that fastball to get ahead, a really good changeup that's sinking down and in, or away to a lefty, and then that strikeout changeup that sinks even farther away to that lefty. Or for a righty sequence, we could go curveball middle, fastball in, fastball up. Or we could go fastball away, curveball bounce if you want to, lose your teeth as a baseball dad or baseball mom. So think about sequences that lead them to a 3-pitch strikeout. That's a really good way to think about this, and have some fun with it and mix it up. But I would always go at least 2 cycles for every sequence before changing them. So don't do a new sequence each time, because that's hard even for a pro guy. Plus, you want to give them a chance to make adjustments. So if they throw that fastball and then that changeup here, then they throw a high changeup, give them another shot at that sequence so that maybe they can nail that strikeout, that strikeout changeup when they want to. So this is a really great game to get them to start to think about sequences. And of course, after a couple, or after you've done this multiple times, you can let them choose the sequences, right? And you just follow along as a coach. So I think scoring is always fun. I'd say 1 point for every strike they throw. And if they get the entire sequence, give them a 5-point bonus. That's a great way to do it. All right, in my final pitching game, this is called strings. And their point total is going to double as long as they continue to hit their spots. So here's how this works. So say you give them a target here and they nail it. All right, they get 1 point. Now you're going to move your target every time. So target 2, they nail it again, they get 2 points. So now they have 3 points total. Now on the next one, they're going to get 4 points if they hit their target. Boom, they crush it. Awesome. Now they have 7 points. Now the next point total is what? 8. So now they hit here, they get 8. Then on the next one, 16, then 32. Now this game is going to be really hard. I mean, even for me, I'm probably not going to hit my spot for more than like 3 in a row. And even that is often a challenge. But what I like about this game is that it ramps up the intensity, because every pitch is more valuable than the last as far as points go, right? And that does sort of mimic the way pitching actually is. You get that first pitch, great, we're 0-1. Now you got that second strike, 0-2, great. Now, can we make a third pitch and get a strikeout or end this at bat, right? As the at bat goes on, your pitch quality should increase. And so this is going to help kids get locked in. They're like, all right, I got that 1 point. I want the 2 points. I got the 2 points. I want that 4 points. I want that 8-pointer. I want a 16-pointer. I want a 32-pointer, right? And so their intensity and their focus is going to ramp up with every subsequent pitch. And I think that's an awesome skill to teach that really mimics what we go through on the mound as pitchers. All right, so thanks for watching. Hopefully this video gave you a ton of ideas of ways you can create your own games for players, because this kind of stuff is really fun, it's engaging, and it's going to help your players continue to get better and better over time, and to learn to be intense, visually intense, mentally intense, and really focus when they're practicing. You don't want to have kids just like chucking the ball in there. You want them to pitch with a purpose, even if they're having a lot of fun doing it, all right? So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe below. Check out my books and online courses, and I'll see you here in the next video.